Hello Pisces, welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so excited to have you here. We're going to dive right on into your reading. I do like to begin my readings by thanking those of you who have been watching my videos, who have been liking, who've been sharing, who have been leaving me those amazing comments. I really do appreciate each and every one of you and the time that you take to do those things, to support this channel and to support me. I see you, I feel you, and I thank you. To those of you who may be new to the channel, welcome, welcome. We are happy to have you here. I do hope that you find a message that resonates or that brings you some peace and clarity, Bhakti. That brings you some peace and clarity, and that if you do, you'll consider subscribing. All right, we're going to jump in. This is a general reading. Keep that in mind. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Don't make anything try to fit that doesn't. All right, here we go. For Pisces. Pisces, I am going to try to do the next 3-month forecast tomorrow for January, February, and March. If you're interested in that, you might want to hit the subscribe button. The subscribe button, but also the notification bell. All right, guys, here we go. On the bottom of the deck, you're getting, there is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. Guys, I feel that I have said authentic and authenticity 100 times a day in your readings for the last month or two. There's a heavy focus on just, for better, for worse, accepting who we are, believing in who we are, being who we are to our best ability. And in doing so, calling in the soul tribe, calling in the soulmate. There is no greater feeling in this world than to be loved for exactly who you are. Not you trying to be the version of you that somebody else is going to be most attracted to, There was always the time that, there's always kind of the case that who we surround ourselves brings out the best and the worst in us, and so that does have an impact, but trying to live your life to, please other people or to be the version of you that they most want to be around is doing yourself a disservice, for sure. That's just my opinion. Anyway, then you have this owl card, and when the owl came out, I really got, sign, symbol, synchronicity. So for someone out there, an owl may be a sign. I feel like somebody may have even asked specifically for a sign from their angel team, and this may be it. It just came through so strongly. I'm also getting like tattoos, some kind of tattoo with this like black ink mark. Also, today, I believe, is the black moon, the second new moon in the month, and it's in Capricorn, which is pretty intense energy. So anyway, I don't know why all of those things are coming out, but here they are. I did read that this moon is supposed to help us when we set an intention and we take steps towards it. Like, it helps us to be intentional about moving toward, what we're working on. And this card does say, I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. So this may even be confirmation that you are on the right track and that you are doing things on a daily basis, or even that, Spirit is recognizing that. Take it however it resonates, listen to your own intuition. And then you have, I am the dreamer of my dream. And what a perfect energy for Pisces, right? Notice that you have a lot of purple energy here. This is very crown chakra. This is very like high priestess, very connected to the divine. Very, very, open channeled, I'm getting. So you may really, this year, I did see a headline that said, Pisces, this is your year, or something like that. So I don't know if there's something astrological behind that, but I do feel like, Pisces, you have the capacity this year to not only dream the dream, but to make it a reality. Definitely there is that energy. And there's even, this is almost like I'm claiming this, the Pisces that I know too, are also very like humble, you know, like how some people are always like, oh yeah, I'm doing this big thing and I'm doing this big thing and my next big thing is this big thing and da 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 da. Where a Pisces is just more quietly achieving, doing, getting it done, making it happen kind of a thing. And this to me also feels like I'm claiming it, like I'm coming out of the closet, I'm shining, I'm letting the world know who I am, what my intentions are, what my dream is, and that it is going to happen this year for me. So something here about claiming something or owning something or really giving voice to something, saying it out loud. You may even want to say out loud, you know, your mantras, your manifestations, whatever. You may want to speak them. Our voice carries power that, you know, our mind does not. So whenever you actually speak something out, you have a greater chance of it coming true. Also, when you write it down. So maybe something around that feels like you have this direct channel to the divine. Maybe writing it down or speaking it out loud helps it be heard. And your last card is I honor how I want to feel. This card, Pisces, is just telling me, Pisces typically are empathic and they have a tendency to kind of attract people that, you know, are energetic vampires. They just do. You have beautiful energy and people can feel it and sense it when they're around you. I'm getting it's even more true as you start to shine and as your wishes come true, as you receive some sort of validation, confirmation, seeing something happen in reality. I think you become more and more attractive. I just literally saw when Edward in Twilight steps into the light, how his skin becomes like diamonds. That is what I literally saw here. So maybe something for someone there. But it can also just be symbolic of the more vulnerable and authentic you are, the more down to your skin that you actually are, the more you shine, the more beautiful you become. How I want to feel is so important here, because when you're living intentionally and mindfully, you consider these things, right? You think to yourself, you know, is this in alignment with what I want? And what is it that I want? You always know what it is because you're living in awareness. You're living mindfully, right? And so this is kind of saying to me, listen, 2025, I don't put myself in situations where I'm around people that I feel like crap when I walk away from. I am not going to be used to bolster anyone else's ego. I am not going to be, you know what I mean? Like it feels like you are mindfully making a determination of not just the things that you're dreaming into reality, but the things that you're letting go of, the things that you're releasing, the things that are no longer in alignment with the life that you want to live, the way that you want to feel on a daily basis. For whatever reason, that just feels so important. So gosh, guys, let's dive in. Let's see what's up. The moon cycles, I feel like either have been really important to you recently or are coming up like this next year. I feel almost like that living by moon cycle rather than month or day. Oh God, that's weird. I woke up this morning. I've read this quote, like I've seen this many times, right? Where they talk about how the sun tells us what hour it is, the moon tells us what day it is, and the stars tell us what month it is. And that we're basically living in this, clock, this time teller, the universe. And I literally woke up this morning with that on my mind, and I thought, time, this is what I got. Time is a human construct. And yet somehow we humans have turned the universe into the teller of that tale, the keeper of that construct. I don't know. Anyway, that's so weird. That just came up to me right now. So I totally forgotten it. I would have completely forgotten it if it hadn't been for this. Damn, this is the same feeling I got here. Pisces, this is a lot of asking your body, how do I feel? This may even be a year where you're actually building a deeper bridge to your intuition than you ever had before. This is like, I am living mindfully aware of exactly how everything makes me feel. And I am trusting that feeling. When I say feel, I don't mean like happy or sad. Well, I do mean that, but I feel I'm getting like really connected to the gut. And in our gut, we actually do have like brain cells, and that there's so much scientific proof that we actually, our gut really is intelligence, you know? Oh, whoa, my God, this is so deep. I was not expecting this at all. Okay, Pisces. This is about really, this reading is not for everyone. I can just tell you this reading is not for everyone. Feel free to, you know, like take from this what you want. But you see in this Ask the Body, I didn't notice this, but you see there's like this third eye and it's illuminated from the crown chakra, which is exactly what I was talking about here. You are definitely expanding your intuitive powers by tuning into them on a much deeper level than you ever have in the past. And it's, I feel, could be even opening up stronger gifts for you. Even, I mean, seriously, just I look at these cards and that's all I can see. You may even have a telepathic bond with someone, or a bond that is super energetic. They can feel your energy. You can feel their energy. I'm so getting trust that. And you know, I have a lot of clients that will come to me and be like, I am miserable because I have this person whose energy I can't disconnect from, this cord I cannot cut. And for me, someone who really believes in energy, you know, well, I mean, I don't even know if there's a way not to believe it, but that we are really energetic beings, and I try to focus on my energetic body as much as I focus on any other part of my body. And I look at it and I immediately can sense anytime you resist something, it intensifies. Like if you're practicing yoga and you are leaning into your edge, you don't want to, yoga isn't no pain, no gain. Yoga is leaning into the edge and observing it. And this is what we're talking about, like on such a deep level, it's so yogic. Maybe I see it that way because, yeah, that's what resonates with me. But when you want to experience greater limitlessness as a person, you have to go through the discomfort sort of leaning into that edge of, you know, what makes you almost uncomfortable. And it may be for some of you that, you know, that human nature to sort of take control of something, to automatically distrust something. God, this just ties into so many big concepts. And I don't want to do this message a disservice, and I don't want to be misleading. And again, this message is not for everyone. When we start to say, okay, there's a reason for this, and I'm just going to trust it. And we don't then go beyond that. We don't actually, that's our edge. When we go beyond that, we say things like this. I need to cut this cord. I don't want to be attached to this person. I am sick of this, and no matter what I do, I can't get rid of this person. Or we lean into, well, because I have this connection, this must be meant to be, and this must be my person, and I must need to be with them. And my happiness must belong to that end, that goal, that vision, that belief in the universe, right? God, this is even tying into how I woke up this morning about how we humans turn the universe into almost like the keeper of our construct, if that makes sense. I don't even know. But anyway, I don't want to lose this, because this feels like a message that's been trying to come through for you, for those of you who this matters to. So when we look at it energetically, and we understand that when we resist anything, we intensify it. We make that edge so uncomfortable that we can't move beyond it. We can't experience our limitlessness. I'm gonna have to re-listen to this video, and I'm just sort of really channeling here. So okay. But when we trust the things in our life, and we trust just only that there is a purpose for it, we don't have to name that purpose. We don't have to put that edge into such an extreme. We don't have to make it painful for ourselves. We can just accept it. We can just say, yes, I feel this cord, and it exists, and I'm sure it exists for some reason. God, I just don't have to take it beyond that place. And it's catching ourselves when we do that, over explaining, that it has to make so much sense that it couldn't be any other way to me, to calm our mind or to make ourselves feel better. That's where we're really robbing ourselves of our limitlessness every time we do that. But when I first started out as a tarot card reader, every time the Tower came out, I would always have this feeling of there's just no good reason for a tower. Towers suck. Because anytime that I would read my own cards and I would start seeing the Tower and a tower would happen, I would be suffering. It would suck. I hated it. And some of the towers that I experienced were really earth-shattering and just shook me to my very foundation of my existence, I felt like. And, so when I saw that Tower come out, oh my gosh, I was stressing. I was suffering already. I was pre-suffering for my suffering. And now when I see the Tower, I almost can take a deeper breath. I almost deeper than I can with other cards, because now I understand how, because I read tarot cards every day, this is how you come to this place. This is how you come to a place of greater peace with your life. I feel like tarot is incredible. Not because it can tell you the future. No one can tell you the future. There's just a possibility that it could be that. And that if you want it to be that, you can choose that, and you can manifest that, and you can believe that, and you can make it happen for yourself. But through reading tarot every day, the Tower has become, it's right in the middle kind of the major arcana. And it feels like the ultimate divine intervention. Hey, we put you on this path. We let you be the fool. We gave you no instructions. And we were like, here you go. You go your own way. You figure it out yourself. There you go. And on that fool's journey, you encounter all of these things. And these things shape you. These things, kind of how you react to all of the stimulus that's put in front of you in the world is sort of who you end up being. You know what I mean? And I cannot believe how deep this reading is. And I am saying so many things that I have not thought about. I'm going to stop trying to interrupt myself and just let it flow. I'm just not going to judge. I'm not going to edit. This is what I've been working on this year. Here's my moment. But you realize no matter what, you're always going to pick up a bad habit. You're always going to pick up, there's always going to be something. And, you know, whether it's you experience some kind of devastating trauma as a child and you learn how to process at a, you know, a child's like level of processing, because that's one of the stimulus that was on your path. And, you know, you get somewhere in life. It's usually, I think, in your 20s, I would say, when you start to say, this is my identity, this is who I am, in a really big way, in a way that feels serious, in a way that it's going to take a lot to sort of change it as you move through life. And some of those things are really good, and some of those things could be better. You know, some of those things are challenges that keep coming up in our lives that we keep shoving down and saying, you know, not today. Maybe I'll deal with that next time. You know, when really all we have to do is change that choice, that one choice right there, and just deal with it today. And then we can move on. We don't have to experience it again, and we don't have to worry about it coming up again. We've let it go. We've figured it out. We've closed that cycle. But I do think there are these times in our lives where some of the choices that we've made, or some of the ways in which we've reacted, or some of the ways that we process, for whatever reason, things need to change. They need to change in order for us to kind of stay on our soul path. And a lot of those things are the towers, you know, and of course, change is uncomfortable. It just really is uncomfortable. But when you do it, when you take that opportunity to ascend higher, to say, you know what, I want to be even more limitless than I am right now. I want to experience life on a deeper level. I want to have a more, you know, expansive view. What's required is to first let go what doesn't serve that desire, that want. And how nice is it that the tower does half the work for you? You know, it falls apart on its own. It's already falling apart. You don't have to. The worst part of getting my floors redone was when they took up the old tile, you know, and the tower will just do it for you in one swift motion sometimes. But you have this observer card, and this is something that I've been working on a lot for a while. And it is being the observer of our own life. You know, that little dot off the Om, that space, that higher power, that, you know, when you're in it, you almost feel forced to react, right? If a fight disrupts right in front of you, you have to react. You have to do something. When you live your life from this observer perspective, where you can detach from the outcome, and you can really sort of have that energy of absolute trust and absolute faith that whatever connection we have to someone, or even what our intuition is telling us, when we honor it by just accepting it and not then needing to go beyond that space, not then being like, oh, okay, well, surely then this is my person and I must be with this person in order to be happy. Or we can let go of, you know, I just can't take being connected to this person anymore. You know, I've done cord cutting, I've done this, I've done that, and I just, no matter what I do, I can't make them go away. When you stop resisting, when you just say, okay, I accept. And this is like everything in life. Okay, I accept life on life's terms. I accept it exactly as the way that it's happening to me. I have no need to change it. I am a magician. I am more than capable. I have all of the tools I need for every single thing that's going to happen. I don't need to sit in that energy and react constantly because it's happening right in front of me. I can take this elevated perspective of it. And even when it's really hard for me, I can really at least mindfully try to zoom out for a second. And I can say, you know what? Everything happens this way for a reason. This deck is actually called the Threads of Fate. And when I was getting them out, it was weird. When I was getting the cards out, the decks fell apart on the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. 3 tens. And I was like, man, that's, you know, an ending. That's the end of a cycle. And then I grabbed this deck, and I don't ever really use this deck. And I got so stuck on the fact that it was called Threads of Fate. I never know what decks I'm using. I don't know what they're called. But I knew that. And it almost made me change the tarot cards I was using. But then I thought, no, intuitively you picked these for a reason. So anyway, all I'm telling you is that there is this real, true, like almost ninja-like energy that I'm getting from you, Pisces, where if this reading is resonating with you, where it's kind of like you are really just trusting your intuition. I can almost see that for some of you, things may happen quickly. I've gotten this feeling now a few times in your reading where it's like, boom, 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 like moments that are like that, and then moments maybe that are a little calmer. But I feel you like just navigating it like a ninja because you have this observer perspective and you're so trusting your gut first, then your intuition, and then this, you know, your eyes with this kind of observer energy in your own life. And I feel you making a lot of progress, turning what you're trying to manifest into a reality. And I really hope that makes sense. But it is not getting hung up on the things that fall apart this year. It is about learning how to say, okay, you know what? That tower happened for a reason. I'm thankful for that tower. That tower ridded me of these things that were no longer in resonance with me, and gave me this opportunity to come closer, you know, to... You know, it's looking at everything like this from this like higher level perspective and really processing this way and really expanding your mind. There's something here where through listening to your intuition every time it talks to you, you know, every time you hear that little whisper, you're always going to have a louder voice in the room than your intuition. And it's also about intentionally tuning into it. It's trusting what falls apart and what stays. It's trusting that. And it's not needing it to mean anything beyond that. Just that happened for a reason, period. And I can handle it. And look, I survived. When you lean into the edge of an energy in yoga, it actually, I think it feels good. I think it feels kind of incredible. It's like that feeling of being alive, like the observation of it. Okay, you guys are getting the deepest me today. I don't know, I just woke up this morning and I realized the year was coming to a close, and I had that clock thing happen to me, and I don't know, I just felt like, whoa. Pisces. I really wasn't going to do this, but I'm clarifying this because this enemy in disguise card is so ominous. Okay, I need my glasses. Okay, you have cozy hearts, a warm embrace, comforting familiarity. And then you are getting that clarified by, I am not the one you remember. You have let's run away, forget what they say on the bottom of the deck. I'm kind of guessing that a lot of you know who this is, but I am sort of getting like possibly someone from your past that feels super familiar, and in that way, I don't know, but okay. I kind of have a feeling that you should, if there's someone from the past, it's like be skeptical, make them show you with actions if you're even contemplating it. Then you have enemy in disguise. It says revenge tactics and anger. Everything isn't as it appears. And it says, we will make this right one day, baby. See, for some of you, it could be someone who literally said this, like, if this is meant to be, at some point we'll be together or we'll come back together. And it could even be the person who you have some kind of deep connection with. And it feels to me that if you relax into it instead of trying to figure it out, it loses its power over you. And as it loses its power over you and you can release it, there's something here about that past person kind of feeling it and coming back. I have such a quandary with this. People will say the universe is testing you. Like, okay, you closed out the cycle. Supposedly you learned the lesson, but did you really? This person could be that. I'm just saying, I don't know that for sure, but like it sort of makes sense with the energy that I'm tapping into. I think that this person is the one that stands out in your mind when you reflect back on your past people. It's definitely someone that you definitely could see yourself having a very serious life with. And it feels like this person left the door cracked when they left. So, like said something like, oh, fate may bring us together again, or you know what I mean? Something like, well, if we really are meant to be, but I think Pisces, you might be with someone else at this time. I search for you endlessly. On the knot is tied. I'm not looking back this time. Oh my God, Pisces. Oh, that creeps me out. Oh my God. It's like sometimes the cards actually talk to you. Boy. So I think Pisces, you have some other soulmate. Either they're coming in, or this is the future position if we're reading it like a 3-card spread because I put the cards out like that. Or this person is already here. But with that hand holding, hand holding is a very everyday thing, but it's also super romantic. I just think it is. I think there's just some kind of connection that can just really be had by holding someone's hand. I love like going to Disney with my husband and stuff. I mean, he's more the one that enjoys, like the food and whatever. But I just like walking around holding his hand. And especially at Christmas with all the lights and the music and everything. I was like, isn't this romantic? He was like, oh, there's Starbucks. But anyway, this is that energy. It is that, and you guys, that really is what the 10 of Pentacles is. That's what there's like on the 10 of Pentacles. I'm just seeing it, and I saw it when I was shuffling to start this reading. I'm talking so much today. But it has the Kabbalic tree of life on it, and there is this part of the meaning of the 10 of Pentacles that is those everyday moments, or those moments that take your breath away, that you never want to end, honestly, and having a life composed of those moments. And this hand holding thing is really taking me there. This is like the 10 of Pentacles. So I feel that you got somebody from your past coming back and you're like, I am not going to look back. Like, this person is a great person. And it may not be like fireworks and weak in the knees and butterflies like maybe this first person was, but it's something that's just, it's like becoming reliable. It's like becoming something that you can count on in a way that you haven't been able to count on things in the past. And it's almost like you are just, I feel this energy of like, I'm just investing, or I'm just observing that I'm having a moment like that right now with this person, and that I just don't want to have end, right? And and these moments keep happening. But it's not like fireworks and it just took my breath away and I knew instantly they were my soulmate. No, it's just sort of like, hey, you know what I mean? Okay, guys, I don't know, but it's like there is a part of you that feels that this was more exciting, or just wants to know. You know, what would happen if you pick this person? But it's like this is what you've been searching for endlessly. This is what people search for endlessly. Ugh. You have unveiling the layers, slowly unfolding love, getting to know the soul. Oh, shoot. That's what I just said. That's what I was just saying, you guys. Seriously. Yeah, I don't think I even need to say anything else because I think I already said it. And then you have I Need You Now. And then you have When I Hear Our Song, It Still Hurts. This to me is like almost a climatic moment where the past comes back. And it's like, I feel like you are just like, I need that now. I need to know this is for real now. Like, I need to know that I can rely on this day in and day out. Like, because this, it's like, it's not really a temptation, but it's also the biggest temptation you'll ever face. Do you know what I'm saying? And it feels kind of testy from the universe. And I'm not necessarily someone who even believes that the universe tests you. So then you have this careless actions card on the bottom of the deck, and it says risky, irresponsible behavior, flaky in love. That feels like the past person to me. Oh my God. You know what I just got from that? The past person, okay, it's like the past person, I feel like actually really wanted you to be hung up on them. And I think you were for a long time. And I think it's almost like it's like a real serious avoidant energy. It's like, it's really intense. It's a really intense avoidant energy. It's kind of like every time I get close to you, it's like Icarus with his wax wings flying too close to the sun. You like melt me. And so I have to stay way the hell over here, which is basically not in a relationship with you. But I still probably am spying on you. Definitely watching your social media. I feel that energy strongly here. This is like Page of Swords intense style, you know? It's like someone who's really hung up and really watching. And the thing is, I think that part of how I feel like they justify their position is that they're kind of saying you're hung up on them. And to themselves, to make them feel like, yeah, I got to stay way the hell all the way over here because of that person. And I think it may even be on like a subconscious level. But it's really just a way for them to not deal with the things they don't want to deal with, you know? But I feel like they can feel you leaving them behind. And they're like, what's up? And they've let so much distance grow between you that there's no real way for them to find out except to come back. And they're coming back because of what they've projected onto you. They're really sort of obsessed with you. They are the ones that really can't let you go. I literally said, this feels like a test from the universe. And you don't know how hard it is for me to say those words. Because I've thought about that a lot. Well, I've meditated on that a lot. You have falling victim to temptation, mistakes, and lessons. So remember how I said this person's like a temptation, but not really a temptation? It's weird because if you take a beat and you think about it, they're not a temptation. It's like, you know what they are, you know who they are, you know, they're not a temptation. But if you sort of are reacting in the moment, this person knows exactly what to say. This person knows how to pull on the strings of nostalgia with you. They know how to, this may not even be the first time they've ever come back. But I think they act carelessly. Or they, you know, the choices that they make, it just feels like it doesn't make a lot of sense to you. It feels like it's kind of the opposite of what you would do. And I think it's because they have actually made their edge really extreme and they're really pushing themselves to their limit in a lot of ways. It's like they didn't come back, or they didn't go through what they needed to go through. And it's like you got tired of waiting and you left. Oh, yeah. Pisces, everything in this reading is telling me to tell you that you are the great love of this person's life. And I think that they either didn't say that to you, they didn't express that to you, they acted like the opposite of that was true, they never honored that with the type of offer that you really deserve. They fantasize about you all the time. And I think they've pushed themselves to the edge of what they can handle of not having the answers about what's happening in your life. I think they think about it. I think they're like, oh, they're probably with someone else by now. Oh, their life probably looks like this. Oh, they're probably friends with this person or not friends with this person, or they probably got a new job or they didn't get a new job or they went back to school or whatever. Like, this person thinks about these things. And I think their only tie to you may be through social media, and they may even look at your social media and fantasize about the situation, honestly. But ultimately, it's like they only know that little tiny bloop of you, you know, and they can look back on the past when they may have been with you and the old posts that you have and kind of go, oh yeah, I remember that. And like, this was also going on at that time. This was also going on at that time. This was also going on at that time. And realize, like, frick, I don't even know 10% of what's happening in Pisces' life anymore because I didn't give them the offer when I had the chance. I refused to learn the lesson. I wouldn't grow. I wouldn't challenge myself to you know, do what needed to be done. But it feels like this person spends a lot of time in their feels about the situation. And I think they're like, it's probably too late. I just get that from this King of Cups. Like, I probably missed my chance, but I can't take it. I gotta know. And Pisces, you are not the same little fishy they remember. Whatever they did, whatever careless action they took, whatever happened, whatever went down with that person, changed you. It transformed you. It was an opportunity for you to grow, and you took it, and you did. And, you know, in their mind, you are the one that got away. You are the Empress. You are the, like, holy grail of holy grails. But they actually never even got to witness a small portion of the Empress that you are now. I feel something very satisfying from that. It's like, oh, hello. Are you looking for me? Yep. I feel you definitely have somebody in their feelings, and I think for a lot of you, they're coming forward. I think they're trying to step into their power. I think they're trying to present the best front. I think they're still really insecure. I think they have focused on work. They may have made a lot of accomplishments at work. They may have even used work as the reason that they had to go. Like, they just didn't have time to focus on the connection or whatever. With the Magician and the Emperor, this is almost always like a projected Emperor. And what I mean by that is it's like someone who's super insecure, but they're projecting that they really have it all together, and that they're this catch, they're a divine masculine, and they're, you know, they're in charge, they're living large and in charge. Whatever your wish is, they have the power to give it to you. But the thing is, you actually are the Empress. I feel like this person is kind of using all their tools. I got that with this, you know, when I hear our song, It Still Hurts. This person, it's like they know how to use nostalgia. They know how to use all the tools at their disposal. They know what look to give you. They know how to talk to you, what to say. They've got the tools. The thing is, they're totally coming back around because no one compares to you. Because truth be told, they feel they made a mistake with you. But you got this, and I feel like, man, I was saying what I was saying. This card is here. You know, it feels like this is a test from the universe. I can almost guarantee you this person I feel like this is like someone who got a haircut, who is, you know, coming in looking sharp, you know. Instead of committing to you, this person, you know, instead of like, and this is what this person actually wanted. They've kind of kept this energetic relationship open with you the whole time. Instead of committing to you and experiencing you and making new memories and living a beautiful life with you, they've been spying on you, thinking about you. I mean, this really feels a bit obsessive. They may have been in and out of your life for a while. They may also be someone who comes in real hot, like, you know, flirtatious, charming, or trying to be charming, but it's kind of the energy of charming that's like awkward, which can be cute, I will admit it. This person, it's like they were going it alone, but oh my God, it is like, it's like someone who is super invested and acts like they just don't care. For some of you, they may have even been liking your posts, watching your stories, like, you know, kind of like, hey, remember me? You know, every time you did. Maybe you haven't posted in a long time. Maybe they have nothing to go on. Maybe it's making them crazy. It's like they don't know at all what's happening with you. And it's like intensifying their need to know. It's like they still can't let go. It's crazy. It feels just like, I don't know, this could be a real tower moment in their life, because I do think you're with somebody else when this happens, Pisces. You have this Hierophant with the Six of Wands dancing with the Hierophant on clarifying it. I always call this like dancing, because those two energies are working directly with each other, you know, to make change. And I don't know if this is this person's like, I don't want to give up being single to be in a relationship sort of energy. With the Six of Wands, this can be a lot of, you know, attention from people around them, a need for a lot of external validation, you know, kind of just bolstering one's self-esteem with kind of fandom, you know, kind of knowing that like, oh yeah, people find me attractive, or oh yeah, people find me successful, or oh yeah, I could like date anyone, or, you know, I don't know what that is. But it's not, you know, it's not fulfilling, and it is very, very temporary, and it takes a lot of effort to sustain yourself on that kind of energy. In my opinion, it would take way too much effort. But there's this energy with the Hierophant here coming out twice, that it's like, it's almost like that, you know, am I ready to not be single kind of energy? Am I ready to commit? Am I ready to like let go of kind of this way that I have always sort of been, in order to believe that committing to someone will lead to anything but further suffering? This person, I feel like, had a really jaded sense of love. You know, I think that I almost get with this Three of Swords, Prince of Wands energy. It's this energy of somebody thinking that to kind of go for what they want almost always will just lead to suffering, or to actually choose and act on what they desire will only lead to suffering. You know, it's like, this is what they've been telling themselves. And yet at the same time, it's like they have literally just about been committed to you, Pisces, this entire time, it feels like. for some of you. Like, you're definitely living rent free in their head. And, you know, I think the confirmation that this is you that I'm like talking to is I almost feel like this fool is like, hey, remember me over here? Like, they did things or they do things to just try to be like getting your attention or reminding you of their existence or something like that. Oh, wow. 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 Pisces. Okay, first of all, when this movement card came out, I literally got the Hosier song. I started hearing that Hosier song. I think it's called Movement. And then I saw this Rhiannon energy, this, you know, Fleetwood Mac energy. So music may be, you may be like really into music right now. It's like music is how you kind of stay focused and to stay kind of moving toward your goals. I don't know how, I don't know what this is. Like I am getting like for some people this may be like working out, like it's almost like there's like a soundtrack to your life, like is how it literally feels. It's like you're moving, you're doing things, you're, you know, trying to be in alignment with your, you know, kind of you've maybe even focused so far away from relationships for so long that it's almost more about the balance of masculine and feminine within you to sort of move forward to get done what you're trying to get done in this world, you know? But, and that can be like anything, but, there's just this energy of you're kind of moving and shaking and you're sort of a closed circuit. You know, I feel like you are very focused. This is the Chariot card. And I feel like you are really, it's this energy that we come back to here. It's like, okay, I'm not going to let anything slow me down or stop me. So, you know, if there is this telepathic or kinetic or energetic or whatever kind of bond that I'm feeling with anyone, I'm just going to acknowledge and observe that it's there. And I'm not going to let it own me. I'm not going to let it control me. I'm not going to ask myself, what does this mean? I'm just going to say, okay, it was there for a reason. It'll eventually be made clear to me. With the destruction, anything that falls apart, anyone that wants to leave my life, anything that, you know, that kind of rocks my world, I am not going to react by trying to hold something together that's trying to fall apart. And I'm not going to react by getting lost in the fact that something fell apart. I'm going to take it as a sign from the universe that that was divine intervention and that is no longer supposed to be a part of my life. And so what is? I've just made space for something brilliant and sparkly and brand new. And I feel like you're sort of going through that and you're kind of observing life and you're kind of just continuously moving in the direction that you feel most called to, really listening to your intuition, really not in a reactionary mode, really more in a mode of just sort of observing and knowing that whatever's in front of you, you can stay completely calm. You have the tools to work it out. And you're making a lot of progress. You are really on your soul path. You're having a lot of success and you're having a lot of victory here, Pisces. And you got somebody over here with the 8 of Swords and the Prince of Wands. The Princess of Wands, where this is like someone who is like, I really want this, but they're stuck in their head. You know, almost the exact opposite of you at this point. In no way in resonation with this energy, you know? But you've got this energy of somebody who's like, they've looked at it, they've looked at it, they've looked at it, they've thought about it, they've thought about it, they've thought about it, thinking about it has like owned them and prevented them from being able to make growth or make movement here. And the situation had to transform. It had to change. And you've got the King of Swords on the bottom of the deck, which is he who has mastered his thoughts. And this looks like communication with the King of Swords. This is someone who's like, okay, I am in alignment. I am ready to put this into words. I'm ready to express this. They too have overcome this energy, the energy of everything I want leads to suffering. So someone has gone through, both people I feel have actually gone through a huge transformation. Yeah. You know your worth, you know your value, Pisces, and I feel like you're really focused on the abundance in your life and in everything that you're trying to create. The rabbit is a sign of fertility. And you're sort of protecting your energy. You're kind of a badass, and you're focused on what you're trying to create. And you're making it happen for yourself. And, you know, I feel like your person is like, after all this time of thinking about what they want, thinking it to death, becoming deeply trapped in their thoughts, has finally made a decision and is coming rushing forward to speak it. After, I feel like, a long time of silence, a very long friggin' separation. For some of you, it's like, it could be 4 years. Maybe more. I just heard, or 40. Wow. This person, holy crap, they turned you into the Queen of Swords, Pisces. They were one of the biggest lessons you've ever learned. They were this, either they were, or this test is you finally freaking putting a really nice end to this lesson. Honestly, with the World card here, it's like, yeah, I actually have no regrets. I actually am at a complete state of peace and acceptance. I don't have any questions. I'm, you know, how nice is it to get that kind of closure? How nice is it to just really finally find yourself in that spot? And it may come from having a conversation with this person. It may come from knowing that they want to have a conversation with you after all this time, because that may just say everything all in a nutshell. That you were always right, that they did, that it was, that they were mildly obsessed with you. But this person, this going through this with this person definitely brought you to a place of greater discernment. You know, you had to go through the sword cycle. You had to be heartbroken. You had to, you know, have moments where your mind really defeated you. You had to, you know, have even felt the energy of deception from that person. You know, maybe they promised you it would always be like this, and then it wasn't always like this. You know, maybe they made promises that they really just never did keep. But there's just this energy of you have really learned a lot through this, and it has better helped you to know and to spot and to see what it is you're looking for. And it's like, I keep getting, it's not that there's nothing special about this person. There's definitely a lot special about this person. And I don't want to make it seem like that's not the case, but it feels much more. There's actually a quote about this, a Buddhist quote about this, how the right person, you know, doesn't take your breath away, doesn't knock you off your socks. You know, the right person can be standing in front of you and you can be calm. You can be at peace. You know, it's not, a lot of times it is not, you know, the fireworks and the all of that like this past person was, I feel like. But it's like, and maybe there's nothing that's like, I don't know. It feels like this is an everyday kind of love. It's the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, you know how to respond. You're going to pass the test. Queen of Swords. King of Wands. This is, oh, wow, with the Prince of Wands. Wow. For some of you, you may have been dealing with a couple of fire signs. It doesn't have to be, but you have the King of Wands and the Prince of Wands, and the Prince of Wands already came out on the bottom of the deck as this person. And you have the King of Wands. And at first I was thinking this was a transformation that this person made, but it was that, no, that person went from the Page of Swords to the King of Swords. And so this King of Wands I'm feeling is someone else. And I think it is the new person. And it's like this person may never have ever made you doubt whether they wanted to be with you or not really. It's also someone that has the courage of their convictions. It's someone who, they do show up. You know, their actions match their words. They're not like running away and hiding behind this like Page of Swords energy to like stay in a relationship with you that they can be comfortable with. Have you guys ever heard the definition of boundary as being, this is the closest I can be to you and still be like honoring myself first. That's where a healthy boundary goes. And it kind of feels like that with this person of, this is as close as I can be to you, Pisces, because it triggers me so much to be so close to you, because I have so many freaking feelings for you with that King of Cups, Seven of Cups. This is my limit to what I can handle, because I'm so hurt and so broken on the inside. You have this Five of Cups with this King of Wands energy here, and you have the Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Pisces, I just feel like this Five of Cups is your past. And it's like, you know, we had that card that said, I'm not looking back this time, or I'm not going to look back, or whatever, when I was talking about, I don't know, possibly not letting the past person back in or something. I can't even remember now. This Five of Cups is very much like, I'm not looking back. When you have this in front of you, you're not looking back at someone who just spilled every opportunity you gave them. And with the World card, with the Page of Wands, with the Two of Swords, this is that past person whose thoughts ultimately always lead them. Maybe not now to the Eight of Swords. Maybe they've gotten it under control to where it's the Two of Swords. But stagnancy is stagnancy, and stuck is stuck in your head, unable to make a decision. And so this is someone who is really unable to make the decisions that support them actually pursuing what they want. Again, this is someone that believes that what they want leads them to suffering. So this is the final chapter. This is the end. This is the coming to peace with that. And I mean, this may not even be something that you were caring about anymore. But certainly it feels as though you are getting some kind of closure on a past relationship or some kind of truth or some kind of something here that is going to let you know that it really was them. That's how it's really coming through to me. And then, but you end up with your divine partner. And you've closed out a burdensome cycle. You have room to just focus on the future and to say, you know what, this is something I want to hold on to because I think that it is my 10 of Cups. Everything changed when this person came into your life. You were just over here kind of tending to your garden and healing, and then you moved into this mode of being this badass on the chariot of somebody who, you know, is really listening to the soundtrack of their own life. They're a closed circuit. They're sort of very focused on what success and victory looks like to them in this life, and they're moving toward it. Balanced and totally in alignment. And then all this happens. Yeah, if this past person loses, they waited too long, and now they're just sitting in regret with all their freaking feelings that they're gonna have to hide for the rest of their freaking life. All right, Pisces. Well, there you go. Let's see. Let me get you some message cards here. If you're dealing with a water sign, I feel so happy with you. I can't do this. I will wait for a sign from you. It's almost like saying to me, like, no matter how happy this person ever was, it only made them feel like they couldn't do it because what they want leads them to suffering. It's like maybe like wanting to have parents that paid attention to them, wanting, you know, like anything like that has just always led them to being really disappointed and feeling very neglected. And they probably were pretty neglected. If you're dealing with a fire sign, I'm so attracted to you. I won't let you down. I left when I saw you with someone. All right. If you're dealing with an earth sign, I am not available. I feel you even though we are apart. I know you don't feel the same. If you're dealing with an air sign, I regret lying to you. I lost myself for a little while. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. All right, Pisces. Well, this was definitely quite a wild ride. I look back at the beginning and I'm like, wow, this must be a really long video. But yeah, I mean, there were just messages that I feel like definitely want to come out to you as we close out this year or this cycle, or maybe even in conjunction with the new moon in Capricorn that's happening tonight. There's just something here, Pisces, where I truly feel like this is going to be a year of great movement toward victory and success for you. And this is, I feel like it's about kind of having the right mindset or the right approach to like make the most of it that Spirit's trying to convey. But anyway, you take what resonates. And thanks for going along with me on this wild ride. I wouldn't normally, I don't think, do this, but I've just gotten to know you guys and love you guys so much that I just let myself be free. So thank you. And until next time, guys, I send you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Until next time. Bye-bye.